So you're thinking of moving to Austin, Texas and living near a golf course. Super. I'm going to show you around the top 10 private clubs in and around the Austin area today. You know, selecting a golf community is more than just finding a place to live. It's about blending the luxury, the recreation, the community, and lifestyle that suits you and your family's best interests. So we're going to show you all around the map to where the country clubs are, kind of the highlights of each of the neighborhoods and the price points in the areas. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you my 10 questions to ask yourself before you make a choice. And I've also created a golf community book for you. You can have it right now. There's a link below for free. Just click on it. Let's get started right away. If this is your first time to our channel and you'd like to know everything there is to know about living in Austin, Texas, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know what's going on in the current market of Austin. Hi, my name is Nicole Cooper. My team and I get calls from people just like you needing help moving to Austin, Texas, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. The information is down below, and we look forward to helping you make a smooth transition to Austin, Texas. All right, let's dive on into the computer here, and we are going to start with the first one on our list of Austin Country Club. The first thing I'm going to do on each of these courses is to just give you an idea of how far it is to downtown. Of course, as you can see, this is not as the crow flies, but it takes about 20 minutes to get downtown per the map, the way it takes you today. This trail through over here through Redbud Isle, much prettier, much more windy, but that would get you more directly to downtown. All right, so from here, this is Austin downtown over here, and this is the Austin Country Club right here. Now, I just outlined the area called Davenport Ranch because that is the community that Austin Country Club is a part of. So the HOA, which is a very minor HOA, covers this whole area. There isn't really any gated community there to speak of. The only gated portion goes just basically around the clubhouse amenities here. There are some condos down on the waterfront that are inside that gated community, but for the most part, the homes in Davenport Ranch are not gated. As we move around in here, just to give you an idea, I've done like a 2-mile wide radius from the country club, and the average home price or average close price is around $2 million, and it's about $550 a square foot. In our tour today, I'm going to be giving you the distances to the high schools. If you happen to have a kid in school, you can get an idea of how far away the high school would be. So here's the Austin Country Club actual clubhouse, and this is Westlake High School right over here. Westlake High School has very high marks, and I'll show you per this Texas agency website. Okay, coming back to the Austin Country Club, I'm going to just give you a little bit of a tour of the land here. First, I'm going to show you some pictures. If you're at all familiar with Austin Country Club, you know we've hosted the Dell Match Play here the last couple of years. The course is, well, half of it's kind of flat down here by the lake, and the other half is pretty hilly through the ravines. It's a peat dye design, so if you don't know how far to hit it off the tee box, you could run into some trouble. The greens out here, ooh, lightning fast. They're always in great shape. Probably has a little something to do with the PGA tournament that comes through each year, but they have an excellent greenskeeping crew out there, and it's one of the nicest courses in Austin. In fact, it is the oldest course in Austin, founded in 1899. It hasn't always been at this location right here, but it's always been a part of Austin, and it's part of history. The membership at Austin Country Club is by invitation only. You have to have a couple of members invite you, and at the current time, the initiation fee is $100,000, and then dues follow that. It is one of the most well-respected golf courses in town, and one of the hardest to get a tee time if you're not a member. But that's how it's supposed to be, right? Moving on to our second golf course, we're heading out west a little bit more to Spanish Oaks. This golf course is a true hill country design, and I'm going to show you how far it is to downtown. We've got about 30 minutes, 18 miles. It's a pretty easy drive, except for this area over here in Oak Hill. There's a big traffic jam sometimes, but otherwise it's not too hard to get to downtown. All right, so you can see from downtown Austin here where Spanish Oaks Golf Course is over here. We're gonna zoom in on that area, and I'm gonna show you where the Spanish Oaks community is. First of all, this is the main road going through Spanish Oaks all the way through here, and each of them exit onto Highway 71. You have a guarded entry gate here and another guarded entry gate over here, and they're manned 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's kind of cool. So that makes the neighborhood go around this way, more or less. And of course, we take out the Galleria Shopping Center on this side. So the Spanish Oaks community is a typical hill country design. Just to give you an outline of the neighborhood again, it's going to come around this way, and we're going to exclude the shopping area over there. So that's basically the Spanish Oaks community, more or less. And the price points in Spanish Oaks, on average, the closed price is around $2.8 million, and the price per square foot is about $500 per foot. And here's the Spanish Oaks drive to the Lake Travis High School, also a very highly rated school, as you can see by the scores they get here on the Texas Advocate site. It's only about 5 miles away, but if you're leaving from the center of the Spanish Oaks community, it's only 30 miles an hour, so you've got to go slow until you get to the main roads out there. All right, now we're zoomed in back on the Spanish Oaks Golf Club itself. I'll show you some pictures of the kind of topography out there. Oh, that looks like hole 17. It's got the bunker all the way down the left. You got water out there on the left, but it's a nice par 5. You can hit it in 2 if you're long enough. All right, Spanish Oaks. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the satellite and kind of show you the lay of the land. They have a really nice practice facility out here. You have the driving range here that you hit out that direction. You have a putting green over here, a chipping green, and plenty of room to practice those short shots. The golf course at Spanish Oaks was designed by Bobby Weed, and one of the things to note out there, their comfort stations are impeccable. There are tons of snacks, salty, sugary, sweet. You've got drinks, you've got like sandwich food with chicken salad, tuna salad, all kinds of things. So their comfort stations are great. There's actually a restaurant in the middle that's cooking things, mostly barbecue. It's absolutely wonderful. And on the environmental side of things, it is a certified Audubon cooperative sanctuary. Say that 3 times fast. At the time of recording this video, the initiation fee to join Spanish Oaks is $200,000, and it is also invitation only, and they only take their club is limited to 450 members, so it's quite exclusive as well, just similar to Austin Country Club, and more expensive. All right, let's move on to our next golf course. We're going to head on over to Barton Creek. All right, moving on to our next one, to give you a point of reference, this was our Austin Country Club. Here's where we just were at Spanish Oaks. We're heading over to Barton Creek Country Club, and here is downtown. All right, as we zoom in on Barton Creek Country Club, there is a lot to tell you about the Barton Creek Country Club. First of all, there are 4 golf courses. There are 3 golf courses right at this spot we're going right here. There are 3 golf courses here, and there's 1 other golf course out in Spicewood. It's about half an hour further out of town. But let's give you, as we start each time, our directions to downtown. A bit closer to town, 20 minutes and 10 miles away. It's just a straight shot into town. Now, back over here to our golf course, we're going to zoom in here. Let me dial up the actual Barton Creek neighborhood. All right, here we are. Remember, here's Austin downtown over here. We're out to the west of, that's where Barton Creek is. And I'm going to show you the 3 different areas. So within Barton Creek, you have a lot of little pocket communities. There's not one big gated area. There's not one big area. There are little areas within the other areas. But over here at the Omni Barton Creek Resort and Spa, that is where the two original golf courses are. The Fazio Foothills, which was the original, and the Crenshaw Core. So those two are right together. You can almost park in the same parking lot and get to them, though they're a little bit far apart. Then you have to come out here on the actual Barton Creek Boulevard to get to the other one over here at Barton Creek Fazio. So this one's called the Fazio Canyons. So you have Fazio Foothills right here, Crenshaw, and Fazio Canyons right there, all in one convenient spot. You have the Omni Hotel, which is a big resort for people to come in and play. Generally speaking, the Fazio Foothills was the members course, but right now it's under construction, so they're leaving the canyons for the members, and more often than not, the guests will play at the Crenshaw, but that changes over time. Okay, so we continue with our directions to the high school. Barton Creek feeds into Austin High, which is back in town. So it's a bit further commute for those high schoolers to get into their school. It's 20 minutes, just over 9 miles, about 10 miles to town. So if you want to be a little bit closer to your high school, you may want to choose a different community. There are some private schools out here right in the area. St. Michael's is a private school. There are some options, but basically if you're going to public school, you're driving into Austin High. The average home prices in Barton Creek are similar to Spanish Oaks at $2.8 million, and their price per square foot, though, is a little higher at $575 a square foot. So generally speaking, in this area, where the original two courses were, those are a little bit older homes, and this area over here in Amara, those are new. In fact, they're still doing new construction there as we speak. So in this area, you're going to find a bit higher price point in general, if the land is the same and the lot sizes are the same and the views, you're going to have a higher price points over in Amara just because they're brand new. And the ones over here could be, up to 20 years old. All right, let's join the Omni Barton Creek Resort and Spa here and look at some pictures just to give you a little idea of the spa part of it. Not bad. That is the Fazio Foothills right there. That is the big view of the Omni Hotel and everything that has to go with it. So you've got the Crenshaw Pro Shop on this side, you've got the Fazio Pro Shop on that side, and it's a very beautiful course. We'll close that down. That's enough pictures for now. But with the 3 golf courses there, you really have options of type of golf to play. I'd say the Foothills is probably more traditional, where you can see the fairways and what you see is what you get. There are some beautiful elevated tees and ravines and things through there. Crenshaw is a little bit flatter, but the greens are enormous, as you might guess, with Ben Crenshaw being the good putter that he was. He designed it with these enormous greens. And then canyons, well, it's canyons. It's lots of elevated tees and beautiful hilltop drives and things like that. So you can get a little dose of anything between the 3 of them. And then out at Spicewood, I can show you how far that is. Let's see, Barton Creek, Spicewood, Barton Creek. It's actually called Barton Creek at Lakeside. And I'll show you where we were. So here's the one, Barton Creek Lakeside. Here's where we just were, and there's downtown. So you can get an idea. If you didn't live in between, you probably wouldn't go out there every day. But it is a beautiful course. It's on the lake. They're doing a little remodel there now as well. Let me show you some satellite images from the Barton Creek. There we go. So you can see how these 2 courses, the Crenshaw and the Foothills, are quite close together. And then the Barton Creek Canyons is tucked away over here by itself. And all this green space in here is just that. It is green space. It will not be built on because, as you can see right here, it's the Barton Creek Habitat Preserve. A lot of these areas are protected and they will not be built on, and that brings a premium for the area to have the big, beautiful, gaping panoramic views off your back patios. So we're off to our next one. We're heading out the Lakeway to the hills. I'll give you your points of reference. This is Austin Country Club. We've got Spanish Oaks over here, Barton Creek, downtown, and the hills. The hills also has Flint Rock Falls. So we're gonna go out there and show you the actual community. All right, so here we are. This is downtown. This is the hills in this red outline here. We'll give you the quick shot to downtown Austin. And basically, if you live out in Lakeway, you have everything you need out there. It's a whole city in and of itself. But if by some reason you need to commute to downtown, I just wanted to give you the mileage. It's about 20 miles, takes you 35 minutes with no traffic. So zooming in back out at the hills out here, it is a gated community. This entire community of Flint Rock Falls and the hills, it is gated just off Loman's Crossing, just outside of 620. Now the average prices in the hills are a little bit lower because it's a little bit older of a community. They're at $1.1 million and they are about $300 a square foot on average. The hills and Flint Rock Falls both feed into the Lake Travis High School, just like Spanish Oaks does, at a very well rated school, as you can see here. And it's only less than 3 miles away, so it's a very easy commute up to the high school. All right, we're gonna zoom in here on the golf area, change it to satellite so we can kind of see what's going on. All right, so we've got the hills. Let me get my pen here. We've got the hills on this side, Flint Rock Falls on that side. Actually, the Flint Rock Falls isn't even in this one. It is outside that little line, so that makes total sense in that Flint Rock Falls has its own HOA over here. So the circle is Flint Rock Falls, the dotted line up here is the hills, and this community in the hills, you can see how the homes line the golf course, and then it also has the Academy of Golf, and it has such a great practice facility up there. It has a double-ended driving range. It has 3 practice holes. It has a huge pitching and putting area. If you want to get good at golf, let me tell you, you can head out here to the Academy of Golf and get some good help and practice until your heart's content. Flint Rock Falls right over here. It's the sister course. They do connect. There's a gate, but they do connect through the back way. You can get easily by golf cart to either course if you're interested. All right, we'll look at the hills quickly here. Some pictures. Everybody loves to show their food, don't they? I want to see if they have. This is the Hills signature hole, number 7, par 3 over this gorgeous ravine. I've lost more than one golf ball in that beautiful scenery there. All right, we're making our way around town. We're next headed to the University of Texas Golf Club located in Steiner Ranch. So this is where we just were at the hills, and this is where we're heading to UT Golf Club. This is Austin Country Club. Here is Spanish Oaks, Barton Creek, and downtown. We're moving and grooving, you guys. Here we go. UT Golf Club. How far is it to downtown? Well, it depends on traffic. If there's no traffic, not that bad, just 30 minutes. But it's kind of a one-way in, one-way out shot. So if there is traffic, it's something you want to consider if you have to do the commute downtown every day. Maybe maybe not for you, unless you're coming from, like Chicago or New York, where an hour commute is no big deal. Here we are, downtown Austin here, Steiner Ranch in the red dotted area over here. They kind of refer to it sometimes as a land between two lakes. I refer to it as being in the bubble. I'll tell you more later. But the reason the land between two lakes is because up here, well, we have a dam right here, and this portion is Lake Travis, and this portion is Lake Austin. Now, they're both the Colorado River, but we like to name the same thing a couple different names here in Austin for good measure. This whole community here is Steiner Ranch. It actually runs all the way down to the lake, but the main HOA only covers this portion that's outlined in red. This community actually feeds into the Vandegrift High School. So I'll show you how far it takes to get over there. So from about the middle of the community over to the high school, 15 minutes, 6.5 miles, not too bad. Vandegrift High School is also a very good high school, as you can see their scores here. All right, the homes in the Steiner Ranch community, they average about $1.1 million, about $300 a square foot. Some gated areas, some not gated areas. This area over here is how you get into the golf club, and that area is gated. The area up here where you first enter, all of this section is, sorry about that, is not gated. There are a couple of other pockets that are gated, but it just depends on where you are, and those sections where it's gated or not are going to affect the price point. In the gated community, higher price point than outside the gated community. Okay, I'm going to change it over to satellite again and zoom in here on the golf course. This is one of the golf communities where the homes are right on top of the golfers. And they have the wrought iron fences in back, like most homes on golf courses do, but they are very close to the tee boxes and the putting green. So if you know somebody living on the golf course, if they're barbecuing, you can ask them if they'll share a hot dog with you while you're going around on number 16. But actually, here in the club, this is a huge driving range. You've got a double-ended driving range, members on that end, UT players on this end. This is their locker room and clubhouse here. You've got a huge putting green here, and then down back over in this little section, this is the Jordan Spieth par 3 area. It's super cool. It's 6 holes with short yardages where you can really dial in your irons and get good at those wedges. Of course, they have tennis courts and the swimming pool. They have parks, hiking trails, you name it. Now, the golf course, what's it like? It is, it's a bit of a blend of traditional layaway and kind of layups and blind tee shots. They do have some burnt orange golf carts out there, and every hole is named after a famous UT player, as well as they have kind of this wall of honor down by the Jordan Spieth par 3 course, and it has every record of a UT alum that has won a golf tournament since the beginning of recorded time. Anyway, it's very cool. Let me see if I can show you guys some pics of the golf club. That's hole 18 right there. That's hole 18. You're looking like from the clubhouse looking back out. Here's the front entry of the clubhouse, inside the clubhouse, and then kind of you're looking towards hole 18 there. It's a very pretty golf course. Let's carry on to our next one. All right, we continue from Steiner Ranch over to Lost Creek Country Club. Here's where we were. Here's where we're going. Here is downtown. You can figure out where the other ones are by now. All right, so from the Lost Creek Country Club to downtown, this is probably the closest one to downtown. Maybe Great Hills. No, I think this one would even be closer than Great Hills Country Club. Anyway, 20 minutes to downtown, 10 miles. Pretty easy shot to get into town. And this Lost Creek is known, it's kind of like saying you live in Westlake. You'll hear that Rollingwood Westlake name rolling around, and Lost Creek will be the closest one to being in that area. All right, so here's the downtown, and here is Lost Creek. You'll notice Omni Barton Creek Resort. It is right next door to each other. So they share some of the same price points because their homes have similar year build, similar views and lot sizes and things. So the Lost Creek Country Club, or the Lost Creek neighborhood, is right here just to the west of Highway 360. In general, the Lost Creek Country Club closed price is $2 million and about $530 a square foot. So you can see it kind of runs in line with the Barton Creek prices. Barton Creek was a little higher, and that's because they have that Amara section with that new construction. Not much new construction in Lost Creek. And an item of note right now, the Lost Creek Country Club, the Lost Creek Golf Course, is under construction and they're doing a redesign, but it should be done by the end of 23, and everyone is super excited to see what they have done. Lost Creek Country Club feeds into the Eanes ISD, which is Westlake High School. I'll show you the report again, just in case you forgot from before. Super close, easy commute for these guys. Just basically hop across the Highway 360 and you're at the school. So that one's probably the easiest commute to the high school of all the private clubs that we're going to talk about today. All right, and so you have your bearings. Here's downtown Austin over here. We're gonna zoom in on Lost Creek Country Club in particular and zoom in real close and turn on our satellite so we can see what's going on. Right over here in the parking area, we have a nice driving range right here, though I don't know exactly how it will be laid out when the redesign is done. I've driven over there recently, but it's just all dirt and I don't know what is going to be what when they finish. The country club and the facilities will still be in the same place. They've got a lot of nice tennis courts and a lot of nice pickleball courts. They have a really nice pickleball league over at the Lost Creek area, and they have a super cool pool, lots of events for the kids and such. So we're all looking forward to that redesign. I'm told that they are touching every part of the golf course, from the actual course to the country club and dining facilities itself. So it will be exciting to see what happens when they are completely finished with the redesign. All right, we're leaving Lost Creek and heading over to Great Hills. This is where we just were. This is where we're heading. And here is downtown. You can get your bearings each time. We'll always give you the time it takes to get to the downtown area so you can know if you have to work down there or if you like to play down there, you know how far it gets. Again, it's about 20 minutes. You just get on the Loop 1 Mopac and come straight south and head to town. All right, zooming in here, here's downtown here, and the red outline is the Great Hills community. Now keep in mind, where this red line is, that's actually, the Great Hills subdivision, but this whole area up here, I would consider, or people consider this whole area kind of Great Hills. There is not a gated community, so there's no kind of hard limits of where Great Hills stops and starts. It's a really pretty area. As the name suggests, Great Hills, there are a lot of hilltop views and multi-level houses over there. In the Great Hills community, we're running around $825,000 on average for closed price and about $355 a square foot. So the homes are a little bit smaller here than, say, a Barton Creek or Lost Creek, and they don't have that kind of secluded, gated community like the others do. All right, as far as the schools, our high schools are concerned, the community is split into two schools kind of in this general area. Here's the Great Hills community. So half the community goes to Anderson and half goes up here to Westwood High. And I'll show you the reports on both of those high schools here. Now we'll zoom into the Great Hills Country Club and go ahead and put it on the satellite view so you can see. Check out all this green area over here. That's the balconies protected area as well. No homes are going to be built there. There's a lot of green space and really pretty hiking trails around. So here is the Great Hills Country Club. The club is right here where the red dot is. We've got tennis courts, swimming pool, the workout room. We've got a couple of other tennis courts right over here. It's a tough golf course. It's a very hilly golf course, as the name suggests, Great Hills. The front 9 is walkable. The back 9 really is not. There's a lot of distance between the greens and tees, so you really need a cart to walk the back 9. And the hills are so significant that they have to have gas carts out there. Beautiful course, tough, beautiful, you'll love it. Let's move on to the next one. Our next golf course we're going to, or golf community, I should say, is Twin Creeks Country Club. Here's where we were at Great Hills. Here's Twin Creeks, Austin Country Club here, just to give you an idea, and here's downtown. So we're going further out of town. This is actually considered Cedar Park, but a lot of people enjoy being a little bit further out of town, out in the suburbs. It's a lot quieter, and the golf course out there is absolutely beautiful. Once again, hill country type setup. It was designed by Freddie Couples, so that's kind of cool. There's not too many courses around here that are designed by Freddie Couples, and he tried to leave it as natural as possible without moving too much dirt around. He tried to take advantage of the natural landscape. So let's see how far we are to get to downtown from this one. This one's going to be our farthest one in our top 10 private courses. It says it's only 33 minutes. That's with no traffic, I would suggest. It's 27 miles, so if there's any traffic at all, you can almost double that time it is, but it is 27 miles, so you get an idea. All right, here's downtown Austin, and we're going out northwest to the Twin Creeks community. There are some small sections that are gated, but again, most of this is not gated. The average price points in here in the Twin Creeks community, you're about $650,000 on closed price and about $250 a square foot. So you can see as you get farther out from Austin, it gets cheaper. All right, Twin Creeks community feeds into the Cedar Park High School, and this is another one that has a pretty easy commute, just crossing over the highway, just over a mile. So if that's something to consider, you may really enjoy this. If you like a little bit of a more quiet country club or a little bit more quiet atmosphere and a high school that's nearby, this one is one to definitely consider. And if you like those views on the golf course up high, nice ravines and cliffs to hit off of, this is a good area for you as well. Let's come on in here to the country club now. I'll show you a little bit what I mean about those views. See how everything kind of goes up and down through the ravine here. This is a good one. You have to figure out on that par 3 how many clubs to take off to be able to hit down to that green. Here's a shot of the actual country club with the swimming pool and things. So Twin Creeks is a very, very nice club, just a little bit outside of Austin. Let's move on to our next one. We are going to cross the entire county this time. We are going to leave Twin Creeks and go to Onion Creek. So Twin Creeks is up here in Cedar Park, the northwest corner, and Onion Creek is down here in the southeast. Here is downtown, Austin Country Club, Barton Creek, and Great Hills was right about here. So you have your bearings. Now we're going to see about how far Onion Creek is from downtown, and I can tell you it's not far unless there's traffic. From Onion Creek, it's tough to get into town during traffic times because everything feeds on this IH-35, basically from Mexico all the way to Canada. All the communities, all these little communities, all the way, and then all the way back to Buda, to Kyle, and then to San Marcos and to New Braunfels and San Antonio. Those are all feeding into Austin on I-35. So what I always say about Onion Creek, if you don't have to leave, kind of like the Steiner Ranch area, it is an absolutely amazing place to be. If you have to commute often, you better do the drive and see if you can stand it a couple of times. So again, not far, only 10 miles to town, but we're approaching a little bit of a traffic hour. It's almost 4 o'clock here while I'm recording this video, and we've already got some traffic time built up. If we come back at about 5:30 from here to here, it'll be completely red. So you just want to think about that. If you don't have to commute, Onion Creek, you can really get some value down in that area. Let me show you the actual community. All right, so here's downtown, and here's the little red outline. We're down here at Onion Creek. It's just off the interstate. It does, the Onion Creek runs through the entire community. So one thing you have to know about this community is it floods. Not everywhere, not all of it, but when you're searching for a home in there, you need to be very diligent to know whether the home is in or out of the floodplain. These homes down here on the south side by the river, those guys, you need to know whether it floods or not. Proper due diligence is all it takes. But these homes down here by the creek, those have flooded many times, and some of them have even been removed by the city because they can't, the insurance won't replace them anymore. So you just need to know what you're doing. Work with an agent that knows Onion Creek, and you'll be completely fine. Because what happens in Onion Creek is the price point there is $700,000, only $240 a square foot. So it kind of runs the gamut. You can get in the low fives, and that's probably one of the lowest country club communities where the entry point. It does go up to over $1 million, of course, depending on the view and the size, but it is a nice entry point. Lots of wildlife down there with turkeys and deer and foxes and things. So definitely a consideration. Let's show you the high school. Onion Creek feeds into Aikens High School. I'll show you the scores here. Not quite as high as the ones on the west side, but it's a pretty easy commute. You just have to hop over I-35, 3 miles away, nothing to it. We're going to zoom in a little bit on the golf portion here. We're going to turn to satellite view. They have 27 holes at Onion Creek, and that was the place the original Seniors Champions Tour played. I even got Arnold Palmer's signature when I was a kid. Cool, cool, cool. So here's a view of, this is like number 11. Par 4, you tee off up high and try to keep it on the course there, and water side down by the green. This is the same green of that hole, and here's a nice view of the swimming pool. It's a huge swimming pool, very, very nice setup there. Nice inside called restaurants and clubhouse and things, and they've added some backdoor patios for live music on the weekends and things. The club has really grown the last few years. I think COVID has made all the golf courses grow in the last few years, but Onion Creek is definitely one of those that has reaped the rewards of a higher membership. So give Onion Creek a chance. It's only $12,500, I believe, for the initiation. Yes, $12,500. And just to backtrack a little bit, I may have forgotten to give you guys that Twin Creeks was a $15,000 entry fee or initiation fee. Great Hills is a $50,000 entry or initiation fee, and Lost Creek and the UT Club, both $85,000 initiation fees. The Hills is $95,000. So sorry if I forgot to mention those a few, but I think we're all caught up now. We are almost there, guys. We just have a couple more. So let's get to our next one. All right, good news. We only have one more. I checked my list. We're on the last one. So we are crossing back across town, or actually across the county, not quite as far as Twin Creeks, but here's where we were, Onion Creek. Here's where we're going, River Place. Steiner Ranch is right here next door. Here's downtown, and Austin Country Club right there, Barton Creek, and just to get your bearings. So we're going to zoom in over here on River Place Country Club. We're going to start with just the community and show you how far we are from downtown. Very similar to Steiner Ranch because they're right next door to each other. So just over half an hour to get downtown. It's again a pretty view coming in. This is a very windy road on 2222 if you're brave enough to take that one, but it is pretty all the way in. All right, I have the community outlined. Here's the downtown, and here's the community over here. Remember, this was Steiner Ranch over in this area here. The community of River Place starts up here at 2222, right here, and comes all the way in and down to the lake. The main road through there is called Big Sky View, so it has This may have some of the highest views that we've covered so far today. They're absolutely beautiful. I may just take a sneak peek in and see if I can show you that before we even move any farther. There's a beautiful view of the country club there and how everything kind of slopes down. The country club house, and then the green grass, anyway, that's the golf course. And you can see all the rolling hills out here, and that is what River Place community is known for. See how the houses are all up on the hill, and it kind of slopes down towards the golf course. Really pretty out there. All right, let's get back on task. Where were we? First, we already went downtown. Next, I show you how far it is to the high school. Again, it's a little bit closer than Steiner Ranch, but you do have to cross over the 2222, just 3 miles away. And the scores for Vandergrift are here. Average price point in River Place is $1.1 million at $345 a square foot. These homes have huge variable in price points because it depends on what their views are. Some of them are interior, you can't see anything, and others you can absolutely see for miles. So those homes, of course, bring a premium. And we're going to zoom in on the golf course itself. Before we do, I'll show you these little lookouts on these big view drives. They have little benches because it's so pretty and so high. They're actually like scenic outlook points. It's kind of cool. So your tennis courts, your country club, and everything are right here. The golf course winds around through all the hills. Now, this golf course is, you really need to know how far to hit it off the tee. There's a lot of blind shots and dog legs. So the first time around, you may prefer to go with a local member so that they can tell you how far and where to hit it, and you don't lose 24 golf balls like I did the first time I played. Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. We're going to go one time around the horn again just to give you your bearings. We've got Austin Country Club, Barton Creek Country Club, we've got Spanish Oaks here, we've got the hills and Flint Rock Falls out here, we've got Great Hills over here, the UT Golf Club and River Place right here. We have Onion Creek right about there. We have Twin Creeks up in this area, and Lost Creek would be just about here. Let me look at my list, make sure I've got them all, and I do. Thank you so much for sticking around today. I hope this has helped make your choice a little bit clearer, at least kind of what distances it takes to get to school, to get to downtown, a little bit about the golf. And if you want the golf book, the free link is down below. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, I'm always here to help. Until next time, we'll see you around. The top 10 questions you need to ask yourself before you join any country club or golf community are as follows. Number 1, do you like the golf course? Super important. Number 2, is the location accessible to wherever you're going to be commuting to and from, and to maybe the kids' schools that you're going to be taking them to? Do you have enough other amenities? Are the pools nice? Does it have pickleball? Does it have tennis? Does it have kids organized events? Things like that. What else is there? A spa perhaps? All the other amenities are important to your club. Number 4, are tea times accessible? Can you get a tea time on Saturday morning? Number 5, the 19th hole ambiance. I mean, come on, who are we kidding? We're gonna go have a bite and a drink after we finish playing, right? It's gotta be fun in there. Number 6, do they schedule and have events that you like? Is there like 9 and Wine on Wednesday? Are there couples tournaments? Are there all men's play dates? What are you looking for? And do they schedule those events? Number 7, is the food good? I mean, everybody needs a good chef. Number 8, is the membership still growing or is it already full? Do you have something to look forward to where there's going to be new faces in the crowd, or is it going to be the same constant membership status that already exists? Number 9, if you're into this kind of thing, you need to know how the practice facility is. Is there room to chip and putt and hit balls and get lessons? Are there golf simulators? You know, those kind of things. If we're trying to level up our game, do they have it? And last but not least, number 10, the cost. Those are my 10 tips that I think you need to answer for each club you're thinking about joining to help you decide which one is best for you. Thank you for joining us in our tour of the golf courses around the Austin area. I hope it's helped you make a better, clear decision about which community you'd prefer to live in. So whether you're looking to move in 9 or 90 days, we'd sure love to help you find that house on the golf course. It's Nicole Cooper. Until next time, I hope we see you around town.